Hello. So, into day 2 of Fuse Jam. Today, I have still yet to actually do any sort of coding. I've been spending today mainly sorting out other projects, and I've just finished a 5.5 hour D&D session, which was amazing. But the main thing of today has been putting together a Trello board. So, I'm a huge fan of Trello to the point where I wrote a blog, and they liked it so much that they sent me a T-shirt. And this is just a way to kind of gather all the information together. So, for example, to remind myself that these are my themes, and this is the link for everything. A rough backstory of what the game's going to be about. So it's sort of like this. So this typing game, and it's probably going to be a parent-child dragon. Either the parent needs to teach the child to survive in 2020, or the child could teach the parent. I kind of keep arming and ahhing about that, but because it could be like the young people teaching the old how to use technology or whatever. But my dad taught me to use DOS, so like I don't think it's that straightforward. So yeah, and and then the sort of the crying that we're looking for, just being such a sad state of things, because sad state for dragons, they can't just be beautiful; they have to have purpose, and I think that's very much how a lot of artists feel right now. Um, Oh yeah, and then I just started again, just putting together these little things. To make life easier, if all of the music ends up being 120 BPM, because that kind of converts easily into seconds, then I'll make things really easy. Got a list of dragony words, so these are some kind of rough ideas that were put together by my wonderful partner. And then I've gradually sort of adjusted it. I'm probably going to limit to 20 characters each, with no special characters, just for simplicity. Someone in the Discord for Fuse Jam recommended a Sprite resource for just finding like placeholder images for stuff. So here are a bunch of dragons that I could use, which is amazing to see. So this is spriters-resource.com. Yeah, and then the way that I've been using the Trello boards is to have like the project here, the rough goals for what I'm trying to achieve, video links for how to make a typing game or rhythm games, and then for me to write out the kind of mechanics that I'm looking to build, and then sort of an overview of the audio assets that I'd actually need. So like, music for the main thing, music for if something fails. Obviously this can break down into menu or level or whatever like that. And then the sound effects, possibly doing an Animal Crossing style, like A, B, C, D for each of the letters. We had some fun yesterday recording some of those sounds for a dragon saying those letters. And standard like stings for success and failing, and even possibly voice acting for bits and pieces. And then for just if I've got like these kind of nice to haves, then again it's just good to have it in these sort of extra bits. So the kind of rough idea is that I'm going to be making the static game, so just you type the letters and then that'll make a word, which is kind of the opposite to how a lots of typing game works, where you have a word and you're gradually typing letters away from that. There's obviously popular things like typing of the dead and etc. So this is more of a kind of building up the word, and then when it's finished, then that can like be highlighted, and there can be like some pithy comment. Oh yes, extras, like if there's like fire. Oh, getting hot in here, kind of so you can have whatever sort of things going on. And then if that's done, then I can incorporate more of this kind of like the rhythm side of things. So it's kind of like type but in time to the music and etc. I went through a few different tutorials on basic typing games, but by far the best one's the Brackeys one, in my personal opinion. It's over an hour of him live streaming making a typing game, and Brackeys his tutorials are just so nicely presented, so informative, so personable, and the design decisions make a lot of sense. And in terms of what things could be improved, he's very open about that. So the entire thing used text, but you could use Text Mesh Pro, and he's like, "Yep, absolutely, you should do." I've even made a video telling you why you should definitely do it that way around. And then for the rhythm game, really lovely set of tutorials by Gamesplusjames. And this is a really lovely little set of series. So I understand how I can put together those sort of ideas, but also I understand how I can sort of adjust. Mechanics are just kind of going through pretty much what I've said. So, that we'll start off with, 6 blank characters, then gradually fill in. We'll be told we have to do a D, then an R, then an A, then a G, and then it'll spell dragon, and also sketching out the gameplay loop, if it's just to kind of work out how the logic will work in the whole thing. Disco Dragon is talking about the kind of rhythm-based things, rough kind of ideas of how this will work out in terms of, you know, letters falling down. It could be roughly in line with how the keyboard is set out. Speed, you know, you could have a time limit. How many words can you type in that time? Make sure that there's a restriction, because there's going to be random words. We've got to make sure they're going to be like, you know, 10 characters or less, you know, otherwise if there's one which is like Good Boy Bindle Featherstone of Quirm, that would be a little unfair for them. The next one should be fire. So it's a nice way to standardize if you're going to have some kind of time trial-y sort of thing. Difficult dragon could be the long words, maybe. That could have a thing, so it's only the words which are over 10 characters. You know, we just work that out. And then just the fact that it's just nice to sort out, you know, dialogue with some kind of variety. But yeah, so today, again, has been more about planning, more about Trello boarding. But yeah, and hopefully over the next week, I'll actually start putting something together. So the first goal is going to be to just follow the Brackeys tutorial on sort of making the back end of the game, because in this kind of system, that back end really defines the progress of the whole thing. Anyway, that's my second day of updates, and I am now going to go make dinner because I'm really, really tired. And I hope you're having a lovely day, and good luck for the rest of the week.